We're going to read the task first, which is asking for the function of the underlined sentence in the text as a whole. So we highlight that. We're going to read from the top. The following text is adapted from Zora Neale Hurston's 1921 short story, John Redding Goes to Sea. John is a child who lives in a town in the woods. Perhaps 10-year-old John was puzzling to the folk there in the Florida woods, for he was an imaginative child and fond of daydreams. The St. John River flowed a scarce 300 feet from his back door. On its banks at this point grow numerous palms, luxuriant magnolias, and bay trees. On the bosom of the stream float millions of delicately colored hyacinths. He loved to wander to the water's edge and, casting in dried twigs, watch them sail away downstream to Jacksonville, the sea, the wide world, and he wanted to follow them. So that's really the main idea, is it shows that John was a puzzling child, but was imaginative and wanted to follow things past where he lived in Jacksonville, or to Jacksonville and the wide world beyond it. So starting with choice A, it provides an extended description of a location that John likes to visit. No, he doesn't want to go to the end of the water. He wants to go to the wider world. So goodbye to A. Choice B, it reveals that some residents of Johnstown are confused by his behavior. Well, that's not this underlined sentence. So we highlight the some residents and we can eliminate B. You can't just select something that is pertaining to a different part of the passage. Then choice C, it illustrates the uniqueness of John's imagination compared to the imaginations of other children. Again, while that may be true, it's not pertaining to this specific sentence's function. It suggests that John longs to experience a larger life outside the Florida woods. Absolutely, we'd select D.